What else did you draw about the game against Navy, especially that second half?
Well, you just realize how precise you have to be, especially with your run fits. How strong you have to be with the ball in each game that you play, and that applies this week too. You play UNLV, a team that's average. What are they? Golly, and they're averaging over 440 yards a game in offense. Great balance. 3 of their 5 games have scored at least 40 points. The games they didn't score 40 points, one of the teams was a San Diego State, pretty fair squad. And the other one, they scored 24 up in the horseshoe against Ohio State. And I don't know how many times that'll happen this year. So we're going to play against a superb offense. And quite frankly, defensively, they remind me a lot of San Diego State, ironically. They're big. They're extremely active. And a very good football team. So that's what we have to improve today. We have to be better at practice. And we have plenty of drive and loads of grit and toughness and willpower. And yet what we got to do is we got to have a really good practice this afternoon and get ready to go for this Saturday.
You mentioned the drive to get better during practice, the drive to get better this week. Do you feel like your practices haven't been the kind of clip, the kind of performance you'd like to see the last 3 weeks?
I mean, great drive. Tremendous juice. Has to be more exact, and they can be. I think you get where as you start getting games under your belt, you realize all those tiny little, and they aren't too minute, but the details, the attention to detail that adds up, and to really help you be more productive, or it makes it more of an obstacle.
You mentioned them looking similar to San Diego State.
Mm-hmm.
Can you glean anything from looking at the tape from last week and then the game that you guys played with them here at Falcon Stadium?
I mean, you look at it, I think their offensive line extremely mobile and yet large. The quarterback, I'd love to have a tape, and you guys are going to say, come on. I'd love to have a tape and be able to see where Cam Newton was when he was a freshman in college and watch him and watch. I mean, this guy is a tremendous, just a great talent. A guy that had all kinds of offers, as he should have. He throws it, and he can flat move, too. And then, obviously, anytime you got a tailback that's rushed for almost 650 yards in 5 games, again, it goes back to having great balance. And anytime you see somebody that has over, the production that they have, 40 points in those games and over 440 yards a game, says a lot, especially playing against some pretty good competition.
When you think back to last week, the second half, what about the offense clicked or turned a corner in that comeback effort against Navy?
Well, I think really for us, it's got to be about, like I said, it's got to be about this afternoon, and really gearing towards this Saturday, and that's just, Grant, that's where attention needs to be.
When you the last time that UNLV was here was the coldest game in Air Force history. What else do you remember about that game, or I guess how cold do you remember it being?
Well, I'm not going to rationalize chill, and I don't think I should. When I watch, I go sometimes to once in a while I'm able to go watch my son play a game once in a while, or his team go play. And I see guys holding the camera, and they're in one end zone, and they may not be dressed exactly right, and they sprint to the other end zone. It doesn't matter if it's real hot or real cold, trying to get footage. When a guy can do that, it tells you he's hustling. But it's football. There's no there aren't too many buildings that are climate control in football. There are a few, but not many.
Lastly, the way you guys are going right now, just what's the mood in the locker room right now? Are the guys still positive? Are they still striving for it? What's going on with the locker room right now?
Yeah, you're saying moods and really reactionary. Let's go to work. That's what we're going to do. We're going to work.
Okay, Brent, fire away.
All right. First of all, did you and Tony Sanchez have any kind of relationship when he was a high school coach? in the Vegas area? Had you ever recruited one of his players?
You know, we there were two that we did initially start to recruit. I mean, obviously, he did a phenomenal job there. I mean, it's a golly. I mean, certainly a tremendous school there where he worked, but he did a heck of a job making it even stronger. And certainly, the football program was, is strong. Is if you had to say top 3 or 4 high school football programs in the country, that was that's one of them. I hope I don't get in trouble by saying that. I don't know.
Well, and because you had knowledge of that, I think a lot of the reaction of people outside of football was kind of surprised when UNLV hired a high school coach. Was it less so within the football community because you guys understood how good that program was?
Most certainly. I think the other part, they put together a quality staff, and quite frankly, I think that's one of those areas that's at some point is really gonna, as a program, is absolutely gonna boom. To piggyback on the phenomenal growth that's occurred there economically. Being able to co-partner with an NFL team. You look at the great history, and they have a number of sports. It could be golf, could be certainly, the basketball lore that they have there. Having an awful lot of just talent within, what would it be? Within about 250 miles. It's not a diamond in the rough. It's a diamond.
Okay, and this will be another offense, obviously, that runs a lot out of the gun. Can you kind of explain what the difference is defensively facing a team out of the shotgun versus under center, other than just the obvious look of it?
I'll say this. I think you just how square you have to be at a point of attack. What you do on any run. There are times maybe where a back gets the ball just a hair deeper, which can mean one of two things. Maybe an opportunity to have a minus yardage play, yet at the same time it gives a back to have a little more space, which means you have to really being able to snap gather and stay square when it's time to make a tackle.
And having seen it now, this will be the 3rd week in a row? Does San Diego State operate out of the gun?
Not much, no sir.
Okay, so this will be the 3rd week in a row because Navy obviously kind of went with that look. Does that give the defense, is it an advantage that you will have seen it so much in a short amount of time?
I don't think so. It's not an advantage. I think that each team kind of utilizes really different blocking attacks, or at least assignment-wise what they have going on, and our safeties. Certainly our linebackers, it includes our outside and both inside and outside linebackers, will have to be very exact. And the other part is, their talent level. They certainly what they do with their design is very good, but their talent level is exceptional now. The tailback is a good player, and I. Like I said a little bit earlier, I don't think it's a stretch at all. Go find go see what Cam Newton's freshman year in college. I'd love to see some of his clips and watch him with the guy that UNLV has. And that's some big speak.
Yeah, it is. Any update on Tim McVay's health?
No, sir. It will help to be able to practice. And I think that's all of our guys. You just realize how invaluable practice is to your development, and being able to carry over a previous experience and being able to build upon those experiences. We can't get enough practices and get enough games. We just got to keep playing and growing and developing. We have to.
Okay, and would there be anyone else to add to that, that Cody Moorhead, Garrett Coppola, anyone else on that list that will miss a significant amount of time with an injury?
Maybe Matt Evans. Other than that, no, sir.
Okay. All right, well, thank you.
You bet.